Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today, let's find out what's on the hook. There are 1,000 things to talk about today, so I'm going to get right to it. But first, I want to welcome each of you to my channel. This is a crochet and diamond painting channel. Diamond painting is a very small part of it, but it is another craft that I'm working on and enjoying so very much. So I crochet mostly and exclusively, but I do also do some diamond painting along with that. So those of you who are interested, take a look. And if you have never seen diamond painting, watch, because today you'll see two different ones and I'll show you all about those in just a few minutes. Now, I have a few shout outs that I want to talk about today, and those are for 4 different people. One is for Rose, who is looking for this yarn, and since it's a knit crate, and knit crate is not in business anymore, so I am helping Rose out to see if she can find some Audine wools. That's this right here, Audine wools cloud sock, and I guess that's a sock weight yarn, and it's the colorway is right there, Eclipse. The colorway is Eclipse. So if you have any of this yarn, email to me, Jeannie at On the Hook Crochet, and I will pass that on to Rose and get y'all in touch with each other. I didn't want to put Rose's email out there at all, but I didn't feel right about doing that, Rose. So I'm just going to have them contact me if you have some of this Audine Wools Cloud Sock in the Eclipse colorway, and help Rose out because she's working on a project. Now, another shout out I have for just somebody that I saw that their order came in on my Etsy shop a couple days ago, and her name was JoAnn, and she bought 6 patterns. JoAnn, I hope you have lots of yarn in your stash. Or you plan to buy some yarn, because that's a lot of yarn. But she ordered 6 patterns of mine. I'm so excited. Thank you, Jan. Many of you order more than one pattern at a time, and I do appreciate that. All you people who buy my patterns are very much appreciated by me, and you just know that. Also, when I have project bags in the shop, which isn't very often, but I received 12 project bags the other day, and they're all sold out except for one. I think I have one azalea bag left over, one pink azalea, and if you're interested, you can go to my Etsy shop and find that. I'll put a link down in the description box if you're looking for a project bag and want to take a look at mine. The description is there on the Etsy shop, so you can look there if you're interested. But Gail bought 3 project bags of this set. So Gail, you took out 3 bags, and thank you for doing that. I appreciate all of your purchases, every single one of you who go to my shop and buy my project bags, because that supports me and it supports the channel so that I can buy yarn and do things that I couldn't do normally otherwise, because some of the things I do is just frankly very expensive. Sending out gifts, the shipping is very, very expensive. I also offer free shipping on anything in my shop. So if you buy a project bag, you don't pay any shipping on that unless you're international. That brings me to Linda. Linda is from Hong Kong. Linda, thank you so much. She ordered a project bag and a pattern, and she paid international shipping with a little bit of a discount from Etsy. So Linda, thank you for that. I just can't afford international shipping, but you were very sweet to buy a project bag and pay for the shipping. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate your purchase. Now, those are all the shout outs I had for today. And I just have a couple of things. I have 2 whips. I have a lot of giveaways, some information about diamond painting, and some of the projects that I finished there. But first I want to show you this. A lot of people use these leather tags when they make handmade items, and I've always loved them. They're usually brown, and they just maybe put them right here or put them on the hem of the sweater, and it shows that the sweater or the hat or whatever it is handmade. And so I ordered some pink leather tags, and I wanted to show these to you. They're really cute, and I'll get them right up there so you can see it. It says On the Hook Crochet, and right there is a little yarn heart. It's a heart yarn ball, and it has a crochet hook sticking out of it. I know you can barely see that, and it's very, very small, but I wanted something dainty, delicate, and you fold these over and put them on the hem of your garment, and you can order those too. Not sponsored. I don't even know the company that I got these from, but you can go out onto the web and type in custom clothing tags, something like that, you know, custom leather clothing tags. And a lot of places will come up, and you just have to look at them and see if it's worth your time. And now, these come with a rivet. I don't like to sew these on, so there's a little hole at the end, and you match it up on the other side of your sweater or whatever it is you're tagging. And there's a rivet that they come with, a rivet, and you just push it in the front, pop the back on, and it stays on. And that way you don't have to sew the tag on. So let me show you. I have one on an article that I made. It's Veronica's vest. You've probably seen this if you watch my channel. If not, this is the pattern. This is a cute little vest. Let me show this to you. Some of you have not seen it. This is the Veronica vest, and it's made in 2 different directions, made to fit anybody who wants to wear it. So it's a great little pattern, and I was hoping to make another one of these. I started one in some zinnia yarn and gave it away last week because I was just not eager to finish it. But here it is. Here's the little tag that I put on the hem of the Veronica vest. See how you do that? You just fold it around the end, and on the back is the rivet, and that holds it onto your garment. And it shows that it is a handmade garment. Now I usually put this, I'm going to be putting some of these on my garments, and this I attached it on the side, right there on the side. Let me get that up there. I backed up. I don't know why I did that. I put this on the right side or the left side, whichever side you want to put it on. It's like that. And when you wear it, you can just barely see the tag. You can even put it farther around the back if you want to, or you could put it along the neckline. You can do anything you want with it. It's your garment, so you could do whatever you want. But that's an example of something that I bought that I thought was kind of fun. I ordered 2 orders of these, and I'm going to be putting them on my garments after I make them, and actually on some that are hanging up here. See all those? I need to put a leather tag on those so that someday if somebody sees one, they'll know who actually crocheted the garment. Now on to what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the Sunday sweater, and that's what I've named it. I made some different directions for this than I have some of my other sweaters. So I am rolling this pattern out hopefully by the end of the week. And if you're in the community, you will receive an email with a substantial discount code that you can use when you go to my Etsy shop and purchase this pattern. So be sure you sign up for the community. That's also in the description box. It's a link. You just click it and follow the directions. It doesn't cost 1 penny. And when you sign up, you get a free pattern. PDF will be sent directly to your email. So anytime I send out a free pattern to the community, you will receive that. So be sure you sign up for the community if you're not already in it. Now, this is the yarn that I used. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's called Old Barn. It's a Knit Crate yarn. Knit Crate, of course, is not in business anymore, but I have a lot of their yarns, and I'm trying to use some of them up in my garments. And so this is one of my favorites. This is a cotton, linen, lyocell, nylon sport weight yarn. I won't go into the percentages, but it's what I consider a linen and cotton yarn, and it feels like linen and cotton. It's not the softest yarn I've ever worked with. So I took it into my laundry room and I blocked it, and that means that I put it in a big bowl in warm water, and I poured a packet of Eucalan. And here's the word right here, Eucalan. That is a very special wool wash, and it's of course used for natural fabric. You can use it for polyester and acrylic yarns as well. And so I poured that in there, mixed it up, put the sweater down in there, and left it for 30 minutes. Okay, not hot water, but just warm water. Then when I came back, it had bled into the water quite a bit. There's a lot of this yarn dye in the water, and I squeezed it, replaced the water, squeezed it, replaced the water, probably 15 times at least, till the water was running clear. And when I squeezed it out, and then I laid it on a towel, I rolled it up, and then I squeezed it really well, and then I got another dry towel, laid it on the dryer, and put the sweater on top of that, and laid it out like I wanted it to look. Put a little stretch in it because I want it to be plenty long, and shape the sleeves a little bit. You can see that they're really laying nice and flat here. The whole sweater just looks a little bit more finished, and so that's what happens when you block a natural fiber. You don't have to block acrylic and polyester, but you can. I've done it a few times, and it helped a little bit, but mostly it helps more on wool and linen and cotton. So I'll stand up and let you see the Sunday sweater, and I'll model this for you. Okay, here's the Sunday sweater, and I'm modeling this with just some black dress trousers and some little ballet slippers. Here's some little black leather ballet slippers. And I thought this was a nice looking outfit, not necessarily for church. If you wear skirts to church, you could certainly wear this with a black skirt, which I think I did last Sunday, actually. I wore it with a black skirt. And the skirt was kind of a midi. It came down to right about there on my leg. And then I had on some little sandal flats, with maybe an inch heel. So you can dress it up or you can dress it down. I would be just as comfortable wearing this with a pair of jeans. Now, this is the sweater that I designed by mistake. I actually designed it. I just started working on the sweater. I just wanted to make the sweater with about 2 inches of ease. So I went about this far on the back. I crocheted back and forth, and I had that much fabric, and I held it up to myself, and I thought, that is not going to be big enough. Not going to be big enough. So I added 4 inches to that by adding 2 inches on each side with a tab. And a tab is a piece of the sweater that's crocheted in a different angle. Like the tab is crocheted this way, and the sweater is crocheted this way. So if you add tabs on the side, you can do that after you crochet for a while. You can take it up as high as you wanted to, but I stopped at about maybe 4 or 5 inches right here, and I realized that it wasn't going to be wide enough, and I did not want to frog it out. So I added 2 inches to each side on the front, and then when I went to do the back, I went ahead and added the 2 inches on each side to the back. I made it exactly like the front, so it was too short here. On the back it was the same, and then I added the tabs to make it fit just perfectly. So I did that, and then I continued up on the front and on the back, different times, at front all the way up, and I started the sleeve and then the neckline. So in the pattern it shows you how to do all of that, and the tab has very detailed instructions on how to do that, the tabs on the side. If you want to do those you could even do them in a contrasting color. If you're an adventurous crocheter, you want to do 2 different colors, or maybe a white on another color as the sweater, or a white sweater with a colored tab. You can do anything you want to with it. I just did it in the same linen yarn because I had so much of this linen yarn. I had a lot of it. Well, I felt like I had a lot of it left over. I really didn't after I did all the ribbing around the neck and around the bottom of the sweater and the sleeves. I used up most of the yarn, and what I showed you here just a minute ago was what I had left, about, I don't know, 20, 40, maybe 40 yards, something like that. There are 26 yards on each hank, and I had 4 hanks of that. So I had over 1,200 yards of yarn, and I used most of them on this. And you don't have to do that because this is a very small yarn. It's a sport weight, and I used a G hook, so I made it fairly tight. The fabric is fairly dense, but I didn't have to wear an undergarment under it. Now I am today because of the lights that shine on me directly, and they show every little detail, so I can't do that. But when I'm just wearing it, here and there, I will probably not wear an undergarment, a tank top or something like that underneath it. So that is my Sunday sweater, and the pattern will be going out later on this week. I describe in this pattern for the Sunday sweater how I made this in a size 2.5 weight yarn, and the hook that I used and everything else is in the pattern, but you can certainly use a larger yarn because everything is done by measurement. You don't have to count stitches. I don't do those in my patterns. I don't count stitches. It may be a starting chain or something. I might tell you how many stitches, but usually it's because the measurements are so different on us that we just can't say there are 20 stitches here and you need to do 20 stitches. And if you do 20 stitches, it might be too short, it might be too big. It's just too hard to do that. I don't like doing that. I like to use measurements. That way my patterns fit everybody and anybody at any time with any yarn and any hook. Most of them are designed so that you can use any yarn you want and any hook you want. So if you see a pattern out there that looks like this, you'll know that you can make one to fit you, whether you're a 4X or an extra small, either one, or anywhere in between. So this is, again, the Sunday sweater will be going out later this week. Now, as you know, I have been working on Salvator Mundi, and here's a picture of it, either here or here. I don't know which side it goes on, but a picture of this particular diamond painting. It was commissioned by me to Heaven and Earth Designs, and they made the canvas and the glue, and I bought the drills from Diamond Drills USA, and they sent me all the drills for it, and I have finished it. I finished it, and I took a video of the finished item and also how I'm going to seal it, and then when I come back, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. I've now completed the Salvator Mundi diamond painting, and I wanted to show it to you. It is on my craft table right now. I'm getting ready to seal it. This is the sealer that I use, Mod Podge Super Gloss Brilliant, or Brilliant one coat gloss finish Mod Podge. It's quite wonderful. It goes on clear, a little bit milky actually, and then it dries clear. So it goes on milky, dries clear. And I will brush this onto the entire surface of the diamond painting. This is Salvator Mundi finished, and look at this. I've been very, very pleased with it. There are some shadows right in here. I'm sorry about that. I'm in my craft room with an overhead light, so I'm trying to get out of the light here. But there it is, at kind of an angle, so when I get it on the wall it will look a little bit different. And here is a picture of the diamond painting of Salvator Mundi after it's framed. Now this is just a mock-up shot that they do at Hobby Lobby, where I get my frames done, and you lay the diamond painting on their table, and they have an overhead camera and they shoot a picture of it, and they, whatever frame you want to put on there, you can put it on the picture and you can see exactly what it's going to look like. So this is a picture of what it's going to look like when I pick it up, hopefully in a couple of weeks. So I will show that to you when I get it up on the wall, or maybe even on my big easel in the dining room. I leave it there for a little while just to kind of look at it, and then I decide where I'm going to put it in my home. So that is a picture of this Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci. A gorgeous, gorgeous painting, a very beautiful painting. And if you notice, and you get close up to the picture and maybe squeeze it out a little bit, you can see that there's a dark spot on his wrist, and y'all Christians will know what that means. So I just wanted you to see that. Also, the crystal in his left hand, as he's looking at you, his left hand is so awesome. From a distance you can really see that crystal, and up close you can't see it at all because it's invisible, but when you look back you can see his hand through the back of the crystal. It's just so cool. Leonardo da Vinci did an awesome job of this. It does favor Mona Lisa because he painted that one as well, but Mona Lisa is also turned to her side and she has a different look on her face. She's obviously not Jesus, but you know, he painted a lot of his subjects looking to the side or turning their head and looking to you. But for this particular painting, he was compelled to paint the face straight on so that he was looking directly at the viewer. So I think that's so cool, and I've really enjoyed diamond drilling this particular painting. It's so beautiful. Now I'm working on something else, so let's take a look at that real quick. Let's take a look at what's on the easel right now. Now this is since I just finished my Salvator Mundi, which I showed the video of a few minutes ago. And this is what I'm back on the easel. And I thought I would get this out and try to finish it before my Romeo and Juliet project came. And that's the next diamond painting that I'll be working on by the artist Dickasee, D-I-C-K-A-S-E-E. I think it's back in the 1800s or something, maybe the 1500s. I'll look that up. Anyway, I wanted to show this to you because I had part of this done to about right there. And in the last week, I've actually worked across all of this down here. And now I'm starting up here with this little square right there. I'm working on that. I've already finished it. And tonight I'll be starting on this square. And let me lift this up and I'll show you how much I'm doing it. About 3 inches a night, something like that. See that plastic cover? And I had the edge of it marked with some washi tape, so I'll know where the edge is. But I'll take the washi tape off and put it right here, so that when I lift this up, I'll know that where the edge is showing there. This is the next section I'll be working on, but this is quite gorgeous. This is by Diamond Dots, and their drills are so sparkly. Yes, can you see that? I just can't imagine you don't see it. That's so gorgeous. As I move it across, you can see they start to sparkle. The colors in here are fantastic. They are so bright and beautiful. Let's lift this up a little bit. Look at this orange down here. It's so awesome. So awesome. Anyway, this is what I'm working on, and I have this much more to go. So I'm over halfway. I just have a little ways to go here. Maybe 2 more rows, maybe 3, probably 3 more rows, and I'll be finished with this. I hope to finish this before Romeo and Juliet get here, because when it gets here, I'll probably want to start working on that, and this will go back into timeout, and I'll bring it back out when I finish Romeo and Juliet. I keep working on it a little at a time, but I will end up getting this framed because it is by a famous artist. It is gorgeous. Now I see that what the colors look like here compared to this, which is without the drills on it. So when you put the drills on, it absolutely comes alive. So this is the progress I've made on Irises by Van Gogh. Okay, I'm back. Now you know that I'll be working on that for a little while, and then as soon as Romeo and Juliet get here, I am going to put that back in timeout, unless I finish it first, so I might do that. Now let's go on to some whips that I have. I have a couple of new whips here that I wanted to show you. First of all, I went out on the web, and you know how much I love this yarn. It's Mary Maxim Pastoral Knits. It's 100% premium acrylic, and you can really tell when you feel of this. Is so super nice. Well, I contacted Mary Maxim, and yes, they are discontinuing it, like I said last week. So I want you to know that I went out and bought 6 skeins. I think it's 6 skeins of each of the 2 colors they have left. This is the colorway Pebbles, and it is a kind of a gray on gray. It's very beautiful. It's going to be gorgeous when I make this up. And I also bought the Tea Rose, which is this color, and it's got a pink, and it has the gray wrapped around it. It is in there's some areas that it doesn't have it, like that, see? But it does have it there. So when you crochet this particular yarn, it has a mottled effect. And let me see if I can see her. Let me get Crystal. Crystal's back, still wearing the Agnes sweater. I think she had this on last week. But I wanted to show you how this looks when it's made up. I just love it. I just hate that they're discontinuing this. I mean, before they discontinued it, I wanted to go out and make sure I bought at least enough for 2 sweaters. This is the Tea Rose that I have started a new sweater on. And this will be a different kind of sweater. If all goes well, this is going to be a totally different kind of sweater than what I usually make. So this is the beginnings of it. And I just love this yarn. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's so subtle, the way the colors blend into each other. And you can see that on here as well. They're a little bit darker on here, actually, I think, compared to this. This is a little bit darker background, but I do love this for a summer sweater. I've worn this several times, and Crystal wouldn't let me have it this week, so she came back this week to show it to you on video. But again, this is the Agnes sweater, and loving it, and it's very, very comfortable as well. If you make something out of this, it's soft as it can possibly be. So again, I'm sorry they're discontinuing. Not sponsored by Mary Maxim or anybody else except for Annie's, and I'm making one of their Afghans. And a little bit of information about that. Let me put Crystal back where she was. I'm making this with a G hook, by the way. This little top, I'm making this with the G hook, just like I did for the Agnes sweater that Crystal's wearing. So that way I can make sure that I know it looks great. I love the way it looks, and I'm sorry that they're discontinuing. But it happens all the time, especially with Lion Brand. They discontinue stuff all the time that I love, and then I find out, well, they discontinue. Another whip that I'm working on is with this yarn, Mary Maxim Sunrise. I think I showed this to you last week. This is a really nice yarn, too. It's soft. It's 100% acrylic. It's a micro acrylic, so it's even softer than the regular acrylic. I really like this micro acrylic. It feels like bamboo, and it is washable. I believe machine wash and cold lay flat to dry, so I would just wash that by hand. I don't believe I'd put it in my machine because it is a little bit splitty. It's not terrible or anything. It's totally doable, but this is Mary Maxim Sunrise, not sponsored by Mary Maxim, although you'd think I was as much as I talk about them. but I'm making this with an eye hook. The eye hook is a 5.5 millimeter. There's my clover hook that I dearly love. And I am finished with the front of this tee, and this is called the Easiest Tee, and I'm going to publish this in the next week or so. Hopefully I can get it out the door before the end of summer, because you can whip one of these up in no time. And this is actually a yarn that is a number 3. See, that's a number 3. You can see. Go this way, Jeannie. Oh, there we go. Number 3, light, but you could make this very easily out of a worsted weight acrylic or wool, either one. So this is the front of the sweater, and I'm finished with this. This is a very easy pattern, but it does have some stitch definition, and also has some it has a stitch pattern on it that is not just row after row of double crochet. It's not that, so that makes it a little more interesting. And then the neckline, there are no decreases or increases. I figured out a way to do this without making you do any of that. And then we're going to just sew up the sides and the shoulders, and it'll be very, very easy to make. But this is what it looks like up close. It's very pretty. If you use a solid color, you'll be able to see this pattern. If you use a busy color, which I have another one of these going along as a whip. I haven't worked on it in about a week, but this is Big Twist, and it's not an expensive yarn. The colorway is Heather. It's a number 4. It's a worsted weight, just like I said. A charcoal is the colorway. 380 yards on the ball. I've already made this much, this far along with it. And I actually used the stitch pattern on here, and it didn't make one bit of difference. You couldn't tell where I used it and where I didn't. So I've quit using it. I'm just using a J hook. I've changed up to a J because I'm going faster with this. And I'll probably wear this maybe with a t-shirt under a long sleeve t-shirt, or maybe a short sleeve t-shirt, or a turtleneck sweater, something like that, because it won't have any sleeves and it'll just be kind of cap sleeves. So I'm going to make that out of this. And I do like the Big Twist. I don't usually buy inexpensive yarns, but I do want to show that you can make beautiful things with them. You don't have to use a fancy yarn or expensive yarn to make garments with. You can search out for something really, really soft, which is what this Big Twist is. Very, very soft. It's a heather, so it's kind of tonals, grays and dark grays together. I really like it. And it's a line of yarn called Heather, I believe. There are several colors of this. And of course, being a person who loves gray and black, I bought the gray and black because you can wear it with so many things. Any color under the sun you can wear under this, and the pants don't matter either. So that's why I do that. And I usually make things that I can wear a black skirt with to church. So that makes it a little bit more easy to use, and I can reach for it on Sunday morning instead of only being able to wear a certain number of my clothes. I like to be able to wear most everything with black, and that way I can use a black skirt and I'm out the door. So anyway, that's the worsted weight Easiest Tee, and this is the size 3 Easiest Tee, and I should be finished with this hopefully by my next video, and I'll be wearing it. It's very, very pretty and soft as it can be, and so I don't have to worry about is it going to be scratchy or not. This is not scratchy either, though. It's very, very soft. I don't know how it'll be when I put it on. I might wear an undergarment under this just because it might be a tad bit scratchy, but I don't think so. Usually after you have a garment on for a little while, if you've made it especially out of wool, or you can even, acrylic or polyester, when it warms up, sometimes it gets softer. And don't just put it on and say, oh, it's too scratchy. Give it a few minutes, and give it 30 minutes. That's what I usually do, 30 minutes to an hour. And if it's not fairly comfortable on, then I'll go and get an undergarment to wear under it. But this is warmed up now. I've had it on for a little while, and it is very comfortable. I didn't think it would be, but if you feel this yarn just in the hank, it feels a little bit rough. I wanted to make it because I had so much of it, and it's actually linen yarn, which I don't have a lot of linen in my wardrobe, so I decided to make it. But it is definitely softer than it was on the hank because I've blocked it. So those are the whips that I have going on right now. I'm trying not to get too many whips going on, and you will see why, because we are now at the giveaway portion of our show. So let me show you some of the things that we're giving away this week. This is going to take me a few minutes to get through, and I want to show you everything that I'm giving away this week because y'all were very sweet to sign up for these things, and I gave a special word that you put in your comment in order to sign up for these. So first of all, we're giving away the Fuzzy Fleece bag, and this is a kit from Lion Brand that I ordered. Love it, love it, love it still. The beautiful picture of it right there. Now I have made a pretty good start for you. I'm sending the pattern as well, and it's marked on where I stopped. And sometimes in my patterns you'll see in the directions if it says to crochet 12 rows and then do this other thing. If I see 12 rows on there, instead of just trying to count them, especially with this fleece, I check mark 12 times before I get started. And then as I finish each row, I cross the check, cross the check, cross the check. And then I know that I've actually finished that. And when I finish the row, I cross the check. That means if I put it down, I know that when I get back up and get ready to crochet, that the check that's unmarked is where I am. So that'll give you an idea of what I do with my patterns that I buy. And this is Lion Brand, of course, and beautiful yarn is this Gopher fleece, and it is called Sherpa yarn, and it's very, very fuzzy. It's kind of, you know, teddy bearish. I don't have much luck with this. Some people write me and say, I love those yarns. And I say, well, that's awesome because I do not love those yarns. But they're beautiful when they're made up. This bag is absolutely gorgeous. Now, with this comes a designer card, and it talks about the designer of the fleece bag. So cute. She's just a young girl, and I wish her all the luck in the world. She's doing a beautiful job. Selling one of her patterns to Lion Brand is a big deal. Okay, so this is what we're giving away. This is a Frogger finish, and as you'll notice, it's very pretty on this side. See how nice and straight that is, and how not nice and straight this side is right here. See, it goes up at a corner. So you'll have to rip out to right where the stitch marker is, and I have it marked. So if you win this, then rip out to the second stitch marker, the one in the middle right down here. You see that? Rip out to there, and it does rip out. It takes a little patience, but you can rip it out. There's another entire ball here, and this was one ball here. So you have plenty to finish the bag. There's only a few more rows left on here, and then 2 handles and you're done. So that will go to winner number 1, and the keyword was fleece. So we'll see who wins that in just a minute. The next gift I'm giving away is the Irish Country Basket Kit. And this is a Frogger finish. I've done part of it. I've done actually a lot of it. All you have to do is go up the sides from about right there to the top and add the leather handles on it. And so here it is right here. I showed this last week. I've done a lot of work on this. There are actually 2 bottoms on this, and you connect them at the edge. So both bottoms are made. There's one and there's the other one right there. And they were perfectly made. They had the right number of stitches. And so now I was working around the sides, and I gave it up. I decided I just really didn't have time to finish it. And I know y'all love stuff like this, so I thought I would give it away. This is made with Annie's Caring Crochet Kit Club yarn, and it is a size 4. They're 190 yards on the skein. I'll send all the yarn that came with it, and it says you can wash this basket, so that's awesome. But it's the colorway Oatmeal. Pretty color, very pretty. Makes a perfect basket. This basket is absolutely the perfect color. It's neutral. It can go in your bathroom, in your bedroom, anywhere you want it to go. So that, and I'm actually sending this with these stitch markers. There are probably 25 or 30 stitch markers here, or 20 maybe, 20 stitch markers. This shows the right side, and there was one on the end, and you put the right sides out, put the wrong sides together. So that's where those are, and I'll just leave them there. But I think this is where the increases are, or the decreases, I'm not sure. But you'll look on the pattern, and as you can see, I have marked it to where I finished off right there. I finished that row right there, so the next row is row 8, or round 8, I guess you'd say. And this will come with the directions to make it. So I hope you win it. Whoever wins it, I'm excited for you. That's the Irish Country Basket, and the word was basket in your comment. The third gift today is the Dulcan Tote Kit. And this is a Lion Brand kit. It says it's a free crochet pattern. And I did go out and get the pattern before the kit came, so I guess it was free. But it came with the yarn, but the only yarn they didn't have was this bright yellow. So I ordered taupe instead, and this is what it looks like. I've made the front of it just like it said in the pattern. It was not the easiest thing to do, but the back is simple. It's just rows of crochet. You don't have to do anything special. It does show you the colorways, though. See this color chart? It'll show you which rows to do in which colors. That's all it'll show you. The other one was a little more complicated. And then I think the hardest part was the granny squares. They're not typical granny squares, so I went ahead and made all that up, and then I decided I would give this away. So this is made with Lazy Days yarn, and D is the color that I used in the pattern. I labeled the colors so I would know which one was which, because one of the colors, the taupe, is not the same as what's in the pattern. So you'll see as you get the pattern, you'll see what I mean. But anyway, this is made with Lazy Days. It's kind of a soft yarn. It feels like it's filled with something. I think it is actually. There's some filler in there, and it's kind of squishy. It's perfect for a purse. This is a beautiful kit. It was not cheap. I really enjoyed getting it, but I don't think I'm going to finish it. So this is going to go to gift winner number 3. Number 4 is the keyword gift. And if you use the word gift, you might get one of any of these next 3 gifts. So the next gift is Vanna's Choice. And this was an, you know when you go down the road and you see unclaimed freight store? This is unclaimed freight. These 3 gifts are unclaimed. I checked my junk mail file. I checked my inbox, and I didn't see it anywhere else. All right, so the next gift is 3 skeins of Vanna's Choice. Turn her around there. There we go. Vanna's Choice in the colorway taupe. This is a size 4 worsted yarn acrylic. Very nice. Love Vanna's Choice. I bought too much of this when I was making afghans one time for my friends, and I found it in my craft room. So it's not this year's color, but it's taupe. It's very beautiful, and there are 3 full skeins of it, and on each skein, I'll tell you that because people like to know how many yards are on here, and the yards are 170 on each one. So you have 440 yards. Correct me if that's wrong. I think it's 440 yards. So there you go. 3 balls of Vanna's Choice yarn. That's gift number 4. So gift is an unclaimed freight, and this is the Mary Maxim, very lovely neutral ombre, and love this yarn. This is some of my favorite Mary Maxim yarn. This is the best value yarn, and I have some of this in Merlot. Love it, love it. But this, I also made something in the spring ombre, and I made something in this. This is the neutral ombre, and I bought a lot of this, and I thought I would make another sweater, and I got this far with it. And you can, if you're a great crocheter, you can take that and do something with it, or if you're not, you can rip that right out, and then you'll have 3 skeins of neutral ombre. Okay, so that is gift number 5 to be given away today in just a few minutes. Gift number 6. This is a lot of giveaways this week, so be sure you contact me if you win something. I'd like to get these out the door to you. All right, so this is a ton of yarn. Look at all this yarn. This is tape yarn, very beautiful blues, all mixed in together, and I'll show you a yeah, it's a tape yarn. Here it is right there. Whoops. Let me get it out here where you can see it. There it is. See? It's a tape yarn. It's flat. It's very, very soft. And I actually made a little sweater out of this, and nobody claimed it. And it's okay if you don't. But I made a little sleeveless vest, kind of a vesty top out of this. You can do what you want to with it. You can rip it out, or you can give it to somebody that's this size. I think it's probably like a medium or something. And you can add some to the bottom of it. You can put sleeves in it. You can do all kinds of things with this. If you don't feel like doing that, you can rip it all out, and you'll have a huge ton of yarn. There's those 2. There's a package of yarn plus the sweater, and then I have all this yarn too. So I'm just going to send this on to you. And I actually have a crochet hook in here that I'm just going to send along. It is a P hook, and I believe that's the one that I used here. anyway, you can take a look at it if you're a good or a medium or even an advanced beginner crocheter. You can figure out something to do with that. And there's a ton of yarn here with it. So that's 6 gifts, 3 for next week of the kits, and then 3 unclaimed freight, which are quite lovely. They just, people didn't contact me. So let's turn the camera to the computer. And you know what? We have our YouTube comment picker back, and you can see the names rolling in there. And I know y'all had called me about that. Not called me, but y'all had emailed me about that. Why don't you, use the old YouTube? Well, it costs a premium amount every month. So I went ahead and decided I would do that because I know it's a lot of fun to see your name come up or go by and then you see the winner come up. It's a lot more fun than just appearing like that. And the other one was very clunky. I didn't really like it. The pick a winner. It was a website. But anyway, I like this one much better. This is the YouTube comment picker, and it's the official one, and it works better than any. So anyway, we're using that today, and so we'll see how well we do with this the first time using it. So let's turn the camera to the computer and let's go. Okay, here we are at our new YouTube Premium screen, and I have put all the information in here, and we're looking at gift number 1, which was the fleece bag, the fuzzy fleece bag, which is a frog and finish, or frog or finish. And I've put all the information in, so I'm going to hit start and we're going to see what happens. It's the first time I've ever used this, so hang on. Here we go. Start. Oh, there's everybody's name coming through. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, Lori Hooks. Lori Hooks, you are the winner of the fuzzy fleece bag, and that is a Frogger finish. So congratulations, Lori. All right, now let's go back up, and I'm going to learn how to use this while y'all are watching me here. So we want to put in our word that will select gift number 2, which is basket. We're going to type in basket here like we used to do, and type in the word basket and go down here and get the comments with basket in the comments. Okay, there were 144 comments for that. So let's go through and pick a winner. I'll try to get a little bit better picture on this one. Here we go. This is for the basket. Oh, Susan. All right, Susan, you are the winner of the Irish Country Basket Frogger Finish. And congratulations to you, Susan. All right, so here we go, back up here. And we're going to change the word again. And the word this time for the third gift is tote, and that's T-O-T-E, and that's for the Dulkin tote. That's halfway finished, not all the way finished, but halfway finished, and that's a good start on that one. So let's get the comments for it, and that is 109. Let's go over here, and we're going to select a winner. Here we go, and start. This is for the Dulkin tote, and that would be Casually Crafted. Casually Crafted. You are the winner of the Dulkin tote. So exciting. All right. Okay. Well, here we go again. Now we are going to change this to gift, and this will give us access to the folks who wanted the gift, and there are 3 gifts to give away. So let's give away number 1, and we will get the comments down here. Get YouTube comments right here. See where we are. Get YouTube comments, and it's going to go through and select all the comments with the word gift. All right, so let's see, 116. So let's go over here, and we're going to pick a winner for the first gift. The first gift is Vanna's Choice, 3 skeins in the colorway taupe. So let's start that. And this is for Vanna's Choice yarn, Sabrina B. Sabrina B, you are the winner of the Vanna's Choice yarn. So all right, congratulations, Sabrina. So let's go up here, and I think what we do is we just see. Oh, there are the giveaway details. Okay. Video. Okay, now we'll scroll down here below where Sabrina's name appears here. We're going to go down here and pick another winner from the same group. So these people put the word gift in their comment. And this is for the neutral ombre Mary Maxim Frogger finish. And let's find out who is winning that. So let's go back up here to start. And the winner of the Mary Maxim neutral ombre yarn is Patty Rodriguez. Patty Rodriguez, you're the winner of the neutral ombre Mary Maxim yarn, and that's a Frogger finish as well. Good luck with that. I don't know how far you'll get with that. So Patty, congratulations. Let's scroll down here, and we're going to pick another winner, and this winner will be for the third gift, which is the blue tape yarn, So I'm going to start this, and here we go right now. The blue tape yarn is Joyce 78040. Joyce 78040. Joyce, you have won the tape yarn, and that is a Frogger finish as well. Congratulations to all of our winners. That's exciting. 6 winners today. So please be sure to write me. Email me, and here's my email address right here at the bottom of the screen. Be sure to email me with your name and address, what you won, and the winner in the subject line, so I will know exactly who you are and what needs to be sent to you, and I will get that right out in the mail. For next week, I only have one thing, and this is, I want to catch up. I've got 3 gifts that have never been claimed, and I want to get those to y'all, and also the 3 gifts for this week. And now for next week, we're going to have one really nice gift, and this is 3 skeins of 24/7 ecru yarn, and there it is, still in the package. I bought this to make my daughter's cover up, and I didn't need it. I bought way too much. So I have 3 skeins left over, and you are welcome to them. And let's see, this has 186 yards. I remember that from last time. 186 yards, and it's 100% cotton by Lion Brand 24/7, and it has a little bit of a sheen to it too. It's so beautiful. I made the cabana cover up with this, and here's a picture of it right here. And along with this 24/7 yarn, I am sending a free pattern just like this of my cabana cover up, and you can use it or not, but you can use it to make that. And there's plenty of yarn here to make one of these that is a regular sweater length. That's not, down to the floor or anything. If you want to do that, you can order it from Lion Brand. Ecru is the colorway, and there are no dye lots or anything, so you can order this from anywhere you want to. JoAnn's, I think, carries it, and other places, but it's a high quality yarn. Really love it. Love my cabana cover up, and my daughter Kim loves hers too. If you missed it, here she is in her cabana cover up that I made for her and sent to her last week. So Kim, I know you're enjoying that. I appreciate it that you modeled it for me. So anyway, that is what's going out next week, and the keyword is cabana. CABANA. Cabana cover up. Just cabana is the word for the yarn, and that will go out to a lucky winner next week. So be sure you sign up for it in the comment section. Just use the word cabana, and you'll be in the running for that gift for next week. If you like this video, YouTube will know that you like the video, and I will also know that you want me to continue making content like this. So if you like crochet and diamond painting, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. And I hope you have a wonderful week. So blessings on everyone, and join me next week to find out what's on the hook.